You look around and wonder why the rich keep getting richer while you fight for scraps. Why? No matter how hard you work, you're still chained to bills, debt, and survival. It feels unfair, doesn't it? But here's the truth most people will never dare to say. Money doesn't obey fairness. Money obeys power, and power is always taken, never given. This is why you stay broke, because you still believe in playing by the rules, in waiting your turn, in hoping someone will reward your effort. But the wealthy don't wait, they don't hope. They engineer wealth by bending people, systems, and even reality to their will. And if you don't understand the cold, Machiavellian principles behind that game, you will always be prey, a servant to someone else's empire. What I'm about to share isn't motivational fluff. It's not another work harder, save more fairy tale. This is dangerous knowledge, forbidden, even, a kind of knowledge that makes you unreadable, untouchable, unstoppable in the pursuit of wealth. If you master it, you'll never be ordinary again. Most people think wealth is about intelligence, luck, or talent, but those are illusions. If they were true, geniuses wouldn't die poor, and hard workers wouldn't drown in debt. Wealth isn't about raw ability, it's about strategy. Cold, tactical, Machiavellian strategy. Niccolò Machiavelli once wrote, "Men forget more easily the death of their father than the loss of their patrimony." In other words, money cuts deeper than blood. Wealth is survival. It is status. It is power. And those who control it, control others. The first thing you must understand is this. Money is not neutral. It's a weapon in the hands of the weak. It slips away. In the hands of the strong, it multiplies. This weapon is only given to those who can detach from childish illusions. That's where you begin by breaking your old identity. You stop thinking like a victim of circumstance, and you start observing. Because the truth is, most people are blind. They're predictable. They're emotional. They don't see how they're being played in the money game. But once you open your eyes, once you watch instead of react, you start to see how wealth is really built. Look at the average man. He works hard. He saves pennies. He plays by the rules. And yet, his life is a cage. His labor enriching someone else. Why? Because he believes in effort, not leverage. He believes in fairness, not manipulation. He believes in appearances, not power. That blindness is exactly why he stays broke. And here's the first law. Weaponize silence. Most people chase wealth by talking, begging, and proving themselves. They leak desperation like a stench. But silence is pressure. Silence forces others to reveal themselves in negotiations, in deals, in opportunities. The one who can stay quiet bends the other side. Because humans hate silence, they rush to fill it, often with concessions, secrets, or weaknesses. The rich understand this. That's why they stay calm in rooms where everyone else is scrambling. They don't chase. They let others bleed information, and then they strike. Silence turns you from prey into predator. But silence alone isn't enough. Because even if you stay quiet, if your reactions are predictable, you can still be controlled. That's where the next principle comes in. Most people wear their emotions on their faces. They broadcast fear, greed, and insecurity like radio signals, and predators pick it up instantly. That's why the wealthy manipulate markets, employees, and even friends. They can read reactions faster than the average man can think. If you want to stop staying broke, you must become unreadable, like a ghost. When you remove emotional tells, no one can sense your next move. When you master stillness, you stop being a pawn on someone else's board. You become the one moving the pieces. Think about it. A man who cannot be read cannot be predicted. A man who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. Because the herd, the masses, are fickle. They change their minds, their trends, their loyalties. And if you don't anchor them, you lose your grip. That's why you must learn the law of narrative. Wealth doesn't flow to the best product. It doesn't flow to the hardest worker. It flows to the best story. Humans are irrational creatures. They follow belief more than logic. And those who shape the narrative control the direction of money. That's why religions grow empires. Why brands become cults. Why politicians command millions of dollars with words alone. They've mastered the art of narrative, of shaping the lens through which the masses see reality. And here's the secret. Narrative doesn't need to be true. It only needs to be believed. Once people accept your story, they will give you their money, their loyalty, their labor, sometimes even their lives. Average people resist this idea. They believe truth and fairness drive the world. But look around. Lies repeated loudly become reality. Appearances crafted carefully become truth. The man who rejects narrative as manipulation stays broke. Because he doesn't understand that money always follows belief, not reality. Silence, unreadability, patience, leverage, narrative. Do you see the pattern yet? Every principle bends human weakness into your power. Every step pulls you further from the herd and closer to the brotherhood of predators. But here's something darker you must face. Wealth demands sacrifice, not of blood, but of comfort, because the path of the predator is lonely. You can't indulge every impulse, every distraction, every craving. That's what keeps others weak. Their need for constant comfort. The rich are not soft. They appear indulgent, but beneath the surface, they are disciplined. They control themselves before they control others. Machiavelli warned that a prince must sometimes act against mercy, faith, and even humanity to preserve power. And if you want to rise above poverty, you must learn the same lesson. How to sacrifice the illusion of morality for the reality of control. This is why you stay broke. You cling to comfort, to fairness, to appearances. But the rich don't. They embrace discomfort when it serves them. They bend morality when it benefits them. They create appearances when they protect them. That flexibility is why they rise while others sink. But remember this, every principle has a shadow. Silence can turn into isolation. Unreadability can become paranoia. Patience can rot into inaction. Leverage can collapse without discipline. Narrative can backfire if exposed. This is why the wealthy appear calm. They've learned to walk the razor's edge. They balance ruthlessness with control, always staying one step ahead of collapse. And while you sit thinking wealth is about working harder, they are moving unseen. They are pulling strings. They are setting traps you don't even see. By the time you react, it's already too late. But not for you. not if you continue this path. Because you're already peeling away the illusions. You're already becoming harder, colder, more strategic. Once you fully embrace the predator's mindset, you'll realize this truth. Money doesn't flow to those who deserve it. It flows to those who take it. And the taking is never loud, never obvious. It's quiet. It's calculated. It's ghost-like. That's where you're heading, toward the final evolution. By now, you can feel the shift. The world doesn't look the same anymore. You see people talking, begging, buying, reacting, and all you notice is weakness. They don't even realize they're being drained, harvested, and played. You do. You've stepped outside the herd. But to truly cross over, you must understand more than silence, unreadability, patience, leverage, and narrative. These are the foundations. Real transformation comes when you sharpen them into weapons and wield them ruthlessly. Because wealth is war. It's not a fair game. It's not a moral contest, a war. And in war, hesitation is death. Let's carve deeper. There is a reason the poor cling to jobs while the rich build empires. It's not just leverage, it's the law of substitution. The weak always substitute labor for power. They think, if I just work harder, I'll earn more. But hard work alone is a fool's currency. The wealthy substitute differently. They exchange ideas for labor, influence for action, perception for reality. Consider this. One man digs a ditch for a day. He earns a wage. Another man organizes 10 men to dig 10 ditches. He earns 10 times as much and never touches a shovel. Who is smarter, the one who sweats or the one who substitutes? Machiavelli warned rulers never to rely on their own arms alone, but to use others whenever possible. Wealth follows the same rule. If you always substitute time for money, you will always stay broke. But if you substitute perception for value, ideas for labor, and other people's energy for your gain, money will flow to you endlessly. This is the uncomfortable truth. The rich don't work harder. They make others work harder for them. But substitution alone is not enough. You need another weapon, the law of illusion. People don't buy what something is. They buy what they believe it is. That's why a diamond, essentially a rock, commands fortunes. Why bronze turn ordinary fabric into luxury? Why white paper currency, worthless on its own, holds the power of nations? Money follows illusion, and the masters of illusion grow wealthy. They don't sell reality, they sell the story wrapped around it. That's why some men sell courses on how to get rich, without ever being rich themselves, and still profit. That's why entire industries thrive, by creating a desire for things no one truly needs. Illusion creates demand. Demand creates wealth. If you reject illusion because you think it's dishonest, you've already lost. Because the world doesn't reward honesty, it rewards mastery of appearances. Even Machiavelli declared, everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Appearances are power, illusions are currency, and the man who commands them commands wealth. Now listen carefully, because here lies one of the most dangerous principles. The law of exploitation. Most people recoil at this word. They imagine cruelty, injustice, and evil. But exploitation, in its pure form, simply means identifying unused value and extracting it. The rich see gaps, weaknesses, and opportunities, and they exploit them before anyone else. This doesn't always mean exploiting people directly. It means exploiting timing, exploiting fear, exploiting inefficiency, means seeing where others waste and turning that waste into gain. Take fear when markets crash. The average person panics and sells everything at a loss. The predator exploits that fear and buys cheap, multiplying wealth while others bleed. Take attention. Billions waste hours scrolling. The predator exploits this by capturing attention with narrative, selling products, and converting distraction into income. Exploitation is not cruelty, it's realism. If you don't exploit, someone else will exploit you. That's why you stay broke, not because others are evil, but because you lack the coldness to see opportunity in weakness. And yet, even exploitation is dangerous without control. Which brings us to the law of withholding. The weak belief is that giving everything earns trust. They overshare, they reveal plans, they expose emotions, and in doing so, they give away their leverage. The wealthy withhold. They reveal nothing until it serves them. They master the art of partial disclosure, feeding just enough information to create interest, desire, or dependence, but never enough to become predictable. Think about negotiation. The average man blurts out his price, his limits, his needs. The predator withholds. He waits. He listens. He calculates. By the time he speaks, the other side is already trapped. Withholding creates mystique. Mystique creates power. Power creates wealth. This is why the richest men often appear silent, mysterious, distant. They aren't hiding because they're weak. They're hiding because exposure is vulnerability. Now let's draw the threads together. Silence bends people. Unreadability shields you. Patience turns desperation into timing. Leverage makes others your resource. Narrative shapes belief. Substitution frees you from slavery to labor. Illusion multiplies value from nothing. Exploitation turns waste into wealth. Withholding protects your position. These are not tips. They are weapons. Dark, cold, precise weapons, forged through centuries of power. And when you wield them, you stop being a victim of the money game. You become the game. But here is the final shift. Identity. Most people live and die as prey. Emotional, predictable, chained to hours, salaries, and illusions of fairness. But once you begin walking this path, you stop being like them. You become an observer, a strategist, a phantom in the marketplace. Picture it. While others stumble blindly, you walk with X-ray vision. You see their tells, their impulses, their weaknesses. Instead of joining their chaos, you watch, you wait. You move only when the outcome is already decided. This is what it means to be unreadable, untouchable, unstoppable. You're no longer chasing wealth. You're positioning yourself. And so wealth begins to chase you. Once you taste this power, you can never go back. Because at that point, you are no longer one of them. You've crossed into something higher, something untouchable. Now the question remains, how do you apply this daily? How do you live this philosophy, not just understand it? That's where we go next. Into the operations of life. Into real-world strategies that turn these laws into your armor, your weapons, your empire. You've absorbed the principles: silence, unreadability, patience, leverage, narrative, substitution, illusion, exploitation. Withholding these are no longer abstract ideas. They are weapons, but a weapon left unused is nothing more than decoration. To become untouchable, you must carry these laws into daily life, covertly, like a hidden blade. Because wealth is not built in grand moments. It is built in small, daily choices where most people fail. That is where you separate yourself. That is where you become something different. Conversations. Most people use words to fill space, to prove themselves, to feel seen. But you know better. Words are currency. Currencies must be invested, not wasted. When you sit across from someone, a friend, a colleague, a potential partner, practice silence. Let them speak. Let them reveal. You are no longer reacting. You are studying. Every hesitation, every contradiction, every emotional leak becomes data. And in time, you'll notice something powerful. People begin to beg, to fill the silence you create. They hand you information, influence, even loyalty just to feel comfortable again. Silence isn't absent. Silence is pressure. Negotiations. Most amateurs think negotiation is about pushing their position. They talk. They argue. They try to win. But negotiation is war, disguised as conversation. And in war, the calm soldier always defeats the frantic one. When you negotiate, your unreadability is your armor. You don't show excitement. You don't show fear. You don't show desperation. You wait. You let the other side expose themselves. Then, when the moment is right, you exploit. You substitute your silence for their panic. You withhold until the deal tilts in your favor. And by the time they realize they've given more than they planned, it's already too late. Relationships. Money is not just financial. It is social influence. Is a currency that can be traded, multiplied, and weaponized. And here is the brutal truth. Most people destroy their influence by being too available, too emotional, too predictable. You won't. You apply the law of withholding. You don't give everyone full access. You remain slightly distant, slightly mysterious. You offer glimpses of yourself, never the whole. And because humans crave what they can't fully grasp, this withholding creates value. People chase you. People invest in you. People respect you. This isn't manipulation. It's design. You're building gravity around yourself, so wealth in all its forms pulls toward you. Business, opportunity, power. Here is where the Machiavellian laws truly shine. Most businesses fail because they try to sell reality. They push features, logic, and hard work. But predators sell illusions. They sell narratives. They craft appearances. They create desire where none existed. Think of the greatest empires. Apple, Tesla, luxury brands. Are their products objectively worth the price? Rarely. But the illusion, the story, the narrative makes people line up, beg, and overpay. This is the law of illusion in action, multiplied by the law of narrative. If you want to build wealth, stop selling only what something is. Start selling what it means. Don't just sell food. Sell identity. Don't just sell clothes. Sell status. Don't just sell courses. Sell the illusion of transformation. Because in the end, people don't buy the object. They buy the story they tell themselves when they own it. Conflict. The weak waste energy fighting every battle. They argue. They defend themselves. They prove points, and in doing so, they bleed power. The predator doesn't fight every battle. The predator waits, selects, and strikes only when victory is assured. This is the law of the predator's patience. When conflict comes, you don't rush. You watch. You calculate. You let your enemy expose themselves, burn their energy, and reveal their strategy. And when they are weakest, you act swiftly, decisively, mercilessly. That's why the rich expand in recessions. That's why they buy when others are afraid. That's why they conquer when others retreat. They don't waste energy on petty battles. They choose wars that feed empires. And slowly, without fanfare, you evolve. While others chase comfort, you choose discipline. While others reveal themselves, you remain unreadable. While others panic, you wait. While others work endlessly, you create leverage. While others tell the truth and get ignored, you craft illusions and get paid. You are no longer one of them. You have crossed into something higher. This is the final evolution. Unreadable, untouchable, unstoppable, phantom in the world of money. You don't scream your wealth. You don't beg for recognition. You move in silence. You build quietly. You accumulate power until one day the herd looks up and realizes you are no longer among them. You've transcended. Machiavelli would call this the prince's path, ruling not by kindness or fairness, but by control, design, and inevitability. The Stoics would call it detachment, freedom from being ruled by impulse. I call it the predator's mind. The mind bends wealth, power, and people to its will. Most people will never see this. They'll stay blind, emotional prey. But you've been initiated. You've stepped deeper into the hidden brotherhood. Now, here is your choice. You can let this video wash over you, then return to your old patterns. Predictable, emotional, broke. Or you can take this as your initiation. You can begin applying these laws daily. You can't stop reacting and start calculating. You can't stop working for money and start bending money to work for you. If you're ready to walk further into this world, to sharpen your mind, to master power, to become untouchable, then this is your command. Subscribe. Not as a favor, not as a gesture, but as a continuation of transformation. Because the deeper we go, the darker it gets. And once you cross that line, there is no going back. So the question is, are you ready to stop being prey and start becoming a predator?